Saturday night, take me somewhere that I've never been yet. Flashing lights, colors in the air I'll never forget. When I see that, I don't want the night to end. Caught up in your trance, waiting for my chance tonight. Give me everything you got, baby, it's alright. Pour me one more glass. All I know is after tonight, I don't wanna go home sober. Take my keys from me, you drive. I don't wanna go home sober. All I know is after tonight, I don't wanna go home sober. Take my keys from me, you drive. I don't wanna go home sober. Where do broken heart people go? I can hear them from down below. Where do broken heart people go? I just want you to take away my pain. Nobody will know, 'cause tonight I wanna be tamed by you. All I know is after tonight, I don't wanna go home sober. Take my keys from me, you drive. I don't wanna go home sober. All I know is after tonight, I don't wanna go home sober. Take my keys from me, you drive. I don't wanna go home sober.
Are you heading home? Greetings and salutations, one and all.
Tonight me nah go home sober. Roll up a big spliff, man, I roll up. Roll out the rover, pull over. Girl get cock up, then me drive her like a chauffeur. Drink what you drinking, smoke what you smoke, but tonight we ain't going home sober. Intoxicated after the party, you probably have to call it over. Drinks, party every day. Turn up the music and make it play.
Yeah, happy hump day night to you all.
Dance for me, we spending on me. Love off this swagger, she love off this style. Girl, better
Welcome to Marlon's favorite show. Welcome to Marlon's favorite night shift show.
be insured by Geico.
Don't you know that I'll be yours for a weekend?
I want to say greetings and salutations to each and everyone locked in right now. Those tuning on TuneIn Radio, the night shift with DJ Kevin Steele, rockthebox.net, Foundation Radio Network, One Harmony Radio. Welcome. Glad to have you. Couldn't do it without you. Wouldn't even want to try. Those over on PEMG TV, big ups to you. Those on right here on the home of the night shift, kevinsteele.com. Welcome. Call a friend, tell a friend, it's a night shift. Those of you watching on kevinsteele.com, you can share this to your friends any which way you choose. Just hover over, if you're on a computer, just hover over the video screen where you're watching me. Options to share come up. Tap your screen if you're using a cell phone or a tablet, and you can share. I encourage you to share. Don't be mean. Sharing is caring. Or is it? Numbers to call, numbers to text to get you in touch, 773-789-STEW. And of course, jump on in the stew pot on kevinsteele.com. The water is always fine. That's where we keep things bubbling. sound of Enzo featuring Busy Signal kicking us off. Don't want to go home sober. Sober is the name of the track. Do you want to go home? We can party all night if you want. You don't have to go home. But when we're done, you got to go somewhere. Just not here. All right, so where do I start? Yeah, is it Marlon? Is it really? I must apologize, and I will publicly apologize, Marlon. I missed your show tonight. I was at the TTI media launch, TTIX, Taste the Island Experience, media reception. So I represented for you, just so that you know, Marlon. I did represent for you. Okay, cool. Just checking. See, device is going off, you know. So I have to make sure that I have everything right. So you can call, you can text 773-789-STEW, 773-789-7839. Oh, my manners. Big ups to Paul C Media Group for sponsoring this segment of the show. Thank you very much. When being in the moment is priceless. You want to give them a link. Numbers to call 754-999-6020. That's 754-999-6020. You can link them at pulseemg.com. They got you. You want to capture a moment, you want to stream a moment, you want to have a moment like what you're watching right here on kevinstew.com. They got you. That's what we do, Marlon. That's what we do. We represent for each other. You can't show up, I represent you. I can't show up, I know you got this. Yeah, more people know you than me, but whatever. All right, so you know, I really should start by definition looking at the what I'm talking about tonight in Real Talk. It's Real Talk Wednesday. Happy hump day to you. Happy hump day night. Happy hump night. Whichever way you want to use it. Those of you that saw the post would have gone back to a post that I made on Sunday asking a question about an act of kindness. If I do something for you and I enjoy it, I like it, I feel good about it, am I doing it because I'm kind or am I doing it because I'm selfish? And a bunch of people said kind, some people said selfish, some people said both. I decided to leave it alone because it's something that I wanted to talk about for tonight. So then we have to ask the question, what is kindness? And it is defined as the quality of being friendly, generous, and considerate. And then you have kindness and kind acts, being a good deed, an act of kindness, something you do in favors for someone. You know, so okay. That's it would be. It would be. So that is what kindness is. But then you have to ask the other question. What is selfishness? And so selfishness is the quality or condition of being selfish. And it tends to relate to he is behaving. May not be behaving quite I don't even know how to say it, because some would say that's excellent behavior and some would say it's not so excellent behavior. So how do you want him to behave? You have to be specific when you're telling people to behave. How do you want them to behave? So selfishness is the quality or condition of being selfish. It's related to egotism and egomania and introversion, I should say, sorry, self-seeking, self-serving, and interestingly enough, self-love. So having self-love is being selfish. But hold on. How is having self-love being selfish if we're taught, well, it's not that we're taught to love ourselves first. We're taught that we should love our neighbor as we love ourselves. So it is assumed that we know how to love ourselves. But self-love is one of the synonyms of selfishness, which is really, really, really interesting, right? So my psychologists out there, my psychologists and sociologists out there, when it comes to things of a self-loving nature, how is it different from being selfish? There is one time that I have seen the word selfish hyphenated. Only one time. And a little bit later we're going to look at that. I had started saying it as I was doing some reasoning with some friends. So it was really interesting when I saw that someone who is versed in the way of the human behavior and the human mind, when I saw that they wrote something about it, and I was like, cool, I'm going to have to address this. I'm going to have to look at this. But let's first... Hello? Where did my... Hello? Okay, that was weird. Okay, so let's first look at the psychological effects of kindness. Why don't we? Yeah, let's get deep down into the psyche when looking at this whole kindness thing. Because my whole goal for tonight is to get people thinking really about being selfish. I must admit, this is my goal for tonight. I need to get you to think about what being selfish is. Many psychological therapies focus on reducing negative thoughts, which is great. I'm all for that. And engaging in pleasant and healthy behaviors in order to enhance well-being. Hence, how I have worked on HATE becoming an acronym, and it's the acronym that it's actually the mantra that I use on the kevinstew.com page. Having acceptance through enlightenment. So, modern Western society generally focuses on encouraging people to find answers to the question, what makes you happy? And how can you get your needs met? We have a friend that speaks on being happy all the time. She actually takes the time out to encourage us to be happy. And actually, you've heard me talk about it. This coming Friday night, we're having the Find Your Happy party in Fort Lauderdale. So if you're in the Fort Lauderdale area, You might want to go to Jeppa's place, and I'll talk about that a little bit later on. But it's one of the questions. What makes you happy? And how can you get your needs met? If you have an answer to that, please share it. 773-789-STEW, 773-789-7839, or jump into the stew pot on kevinstew.com and share it there. You can do it anonymously. Nobody has to know who you are. It's fine. And this is a judgment-free zone anyway. So share who you are or not. This is judgment-free. I take you just as you are, or as I am, or potato, tomato, greens, beans. But I digress. So a broad survey of the media would indicate that the answers to the questions, what makes you happy and how do you get your needs met, actually lies or involves hobbies. Which question did you miss? So the questions of what makes you happy and how can you get your needs met lie or involve in hobbies, relationships, physical beauty, acquiring good quality products, taking holidays and relaxing, perhaps at a day spa or a weekend getaway. These things, according to the media, would indicate what makes you happy and how you get your needs met. Communicating your needs effectively and considerately is another way of ensuring that your interactions with others are positive and also rewarding. Whilst doing these things can be very helpful and for enhancing well-being, one area that is often neglected by psychologists and the media is altruism. That is where we engage in acts of kindness that, in a practical sense, benefits others. But why exactly is that overlooked? I don't know. I don't know. Speak of the happy one. Hashtag happy. Hello. Nice to see you. Happy to see you. Slightly late. Only slightly. But better late than never. We look at the glass as half full here. Numerous scientific studies have shown that one of the most significant ways to improve one's well-being and life satisfaction is to engage in acts of kindness and pro-social behavior. The message that is conveyed really is focusing on that euphoric feeling, that good feeling that you have, and that makes you walk out and smile with the world. A study on a group of multiple sclerosis patients showed that those who offered peer support to other patients usually experienced greater benefits than their supported peers in areas of confidence, self-awareness, self-esteem, mood, and overall daily functioning. Additionally, other studies have shown that acts of kindness can activate the brain region associated with enhanced mood, as well as increasing feelings of contentedness, enhanced life satisfaction, and optimism. Also, reduced anxiety. Humans are social beings, and we have evolved to exist as members of families and tribes. Historically and currently, the greater our social support network is, the less vulnerable and more satisfied we are. Unfortunately, Australia's individualistic culture is characterized by decreased unity within families, which is really weird. So it's decreased unity within families, friendship groups, and cultural groups. And people often move away from their families and childhood friendship groups in favor of pursuing career goals, higher paying jobs, and other personal interests. More and more, we tend to outsource family assistance in the form of aged care facilities and child care centers in order to maintain career progression. You ever notice that? We ship out the elderly and the young. In these and other ways, our society tends to place more importance on individuals' personal pursuits and feelings than on serving the needs of members of the groups that they belong to throughout life. Although there are many benefits to this shift in values, such as increased freedom to choose career paths, place of residence, life partner, and leisure activities, the cost has been a decreased obligation to engage in acts of service that improve the lives of those around us, but that do little to service our own practical needs. On the surface, the increased choice may seem to be an improvement on past lifestyles, where family and cultural obligations restricted the options available to people. In theory, being able to choose one's own way without being tied to others should lead to greater happiness, right? But does it? The ability to say, I choose my path. This is where I am going. This is how I choose to live. This is how I choose to be. You're supposed to be happier. You're supposed to be fulfilled. One common complaint of those who experience psychological distress and seek professional support is having a lack of meaning or life purpose. Many of these clients actually struggle with depression and anxiety, while also having nice cars, a career path they chose themselves, comfortable salaries, good physical health, and abundance of opportunities to dine out and engage in enjoyable cultural activities. Western society tends to tell us that having these things will lead to greater happiness. Do they? Research shows that when we engage in activities that benefit others, I had to make sure to repeat that, and are in line with our values, these activities tend to have the greatest impact on our sense of happiness, our engagement and satisfaction. They can lead to having richer relationships with a wider variety of people and a more open mind. They can lead to greater sense of self-worth and an awareness that our actions actually do make a positive difference in the lives of others. Now, although acts of altruism practically do little to benefit the individual, they do a lot to foster a sense of community, belonging, and value, which are feelings that money can't buy. So, an act of kindness works out in whose benefit? The person receiving the kindness or the person doing the act of kindness? Things that make you go, We're going to take a break. And we'll come back. We'll talk a little bit more. But think on these things. What say you? We're going to be talking about it. It's Real Talk, The Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew. We'll be right back.
Quality Media Group, innovative streaming and recording, has done it again. a new way to get your business in full view of your neighborhood consumer through AdShare TV. It's available in your neighborhood today. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. Become a host today and place a TV monitor in a strategic location so it's easy to see. Get a 1-minute video ad or longer that plays anywhere in our network. Can't be a host? No problem. For a few dollars, we'll run your 30-second video ad. A host can run announcement specials like buy one get one free or discount ads. Let's turn your flyers into a 30-second video with music or a voiceover, or let us create and run your video ad with a spokesperson. Take advantage of our early enrollment discount. Join us today. Your ad will be seen at least 30 times per day in your AdShare TV neighborhood. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. AdShare TV, part of Pulse Media Group.
Are you crazy about the music industry? You aspire to hit it big in music? Or maybe you've sweated out a soulful killer beat and are now stuck finding it's not as easy as it looked. Oh, but it can be easy for you with JTMC. We've been there, we know how it feels, so we solve challenges like production, promotion, marketing, branding and development, and more. With over 30 years of experience, JTMC is a one-stop shop for artists. We handle your graphic design, writing services, PR, as well as event planning, e-blasts, artist management, and bookings, so also your website and social media needs as well. We're experts in using creativity to persuade audiences on behalf of artists, drawing on our diverse experience to create projects that connect with audiences intellectually and emotionally. Artist success is everything to us, and our years of experience and commitment will be behind you for every one of your needs. If you've got music for the world to hear, whether you're a new or established artist, visit us at jtmcenterprise.com.
Roll out with Island Rock Music and have fun. Check out the quality apparel at islandrockmusic.com. Designed for you and your crew. Hear the music, feel the breeze, with selected tracks and more. Available now from the online store at islandrockmusic.com. islandrockmusic.com. Log on today and ride with us.
Step in, these are roots vibrations. Step in.
Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." With this in mind, and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com. Your links to worship and praise.
It's Christine representing for DJ Kevin. You see me, I say, I don't know the boss. You see me, I say, DJ Kevin's Chew and the night shift radio show. Yo, it at the thing, turn up the thing loud. Whoa, DJ Kevin's Chew at the heart of a champion. Never underestimate, just choose him. The silver line behind the dark clouds. DJ Kevin's Chew believing, and that's no doubt. Salute the night shift radio show, Christine. It's a hot it up, loud.
Hey baby, come get a little talk now.
You never believe.
You're lucky.
What a nerve. You must be crazy. Go on, yeah?
You think them easy?
That's the kind of people. That's the kind of people. That's the kind of people we are. More church by far than any other place. Tonight the news is a big disgrace. That's the kind of people we are. shall speech, and we behind fast asleep. That's the kind of people we are. We are a proud nation, a funny kind of people, with all that we've achieved along the way. And don't mistake the fact that though we fight amongst one another, don't come between us, or you will feel the fire. Funeral late and everything ruined, pendulate for him very own viewing. That's the kind of people we are. No matter how we keep you waiting long, national creed is soon gone. That's the kind of people. That's the kind of people. That's the kind of people we are. Help out the beggar man, bandit, jump up, drive off in pretty car.
That's the kind of people we are.
Couple get married, brown baby come. The husband proud, somebody get born.
That's the kind of people we are.
You sure I hear you, Jack? We are a proud nation, a funny kind of people, with all that we've achieved throughout the years. Don't mistake the fact that though we fight amongst one another, don't come between us, or you will feel the fire. Don't fatten them leg with chicken pill, reach them face but them heel dog still.
That's the kind of people we are.
So we stay, so we stay. Supporters fighting tooth and nail, while leaders sharing shrimp cocktail. That's the kind of people. That's the kind of people. That's the kind of people we are.
That's the kind of people we are indeed.
We have no doubt how the story will unfold.
The sound of Pluto Shervington.
About a silver and Olympic gold. He will turn that so-called panic into a spontan. Run left the Gatlins, run left the gays, run left the whole right there. Beat the gate and buy out the bar, but you pay your youth for go on what you got. That's the kind of people.
Speaking of buying out the bar,
And remember,
I want to encourage everybody to show up and show out
be another island.
and be happy.
That's the kind of people.
This coming weekend, this coming Friday,
That's the kind of people.
the core, where grown and gorgeous people meet,
That's the kind of.
Jeppa's Place,
That's the kind of people.
7153 West Oakland Park Boulevard in Lauderhill.
That's the kind of people we are.
You definitely don't want to miss it. Music by the one and only DJ Sir Rockwell, hosted by the happy one herself,
We are.
Miss Melody.
That's the kind of people we
The
are.
one given the name because she brought joy and music to her father's heart.
We are. That's the kind.
And something else that can bring some joy and warmth to your home. This lovely blanket, let me tell you, handmade in the beautiful colors. Those of you who are listening and not watching what is happening on kevinstew.com, it is beautiful blanket woven in black, green, and gold. Let me tell you, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Hey, listen. Call me, link up with me, email me, send me a message, 773-789-STEW, 773-789-7839, and I can tell you how you can get it, okay? It's a one of a kind, I can tell you that. I know I have seen it in real life, it's a one of a kind. You definitely want to try to get this blanket. It is so comfy.
That's the kind of people we.
Not that I've wrapped up in it or anything like that.
That's the kind of people we.
I want to say thanks to GMAT Music Solutions for sponsoring this segment of the show.
People. That's the kind of people.
Give them a call, 754-307-GMAC, 754-307-4622, and they will bring life to your event.
That's the kind of people.
And I also want to encourage you to advertise right here on the Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew and on kevinstew.com. Give me a call. We can make it happen. You can advertise on the show, you can advertise on the site, and get your product out there, get your event out there. What do you have to lose? Just about nothing. But you have everything to gain. So, back to the matter at hand. We're looking at selfishness and kindness. And I actually believe that in order to be kind, there is some aspects of selfishness that you display. And there will be some that argue that no such thing. If I'm going to be kind, how am I going to be selfish? Well, that is why we're talking about it tonight. Because, believe it or not, a lot of us do things that make us feel good to benefit other people. Yes, I know exactly how I said it. And a lot of us also do things for other people and in doing it, we feel good. Same words, just placed in different, the emphasis is placed in a different part of the phrase. But it's basically the same words being used. And the same thing happens. The individual doing the good deed feels good. So because the individual that did the good deed feels good, does it mean that they're selfish or not? Because you're supposed to be doing it for somebody else, so it shouldn't, how you feel shouldn't really matter, right? Think on these things. So here's it. I love myself, and that is all that matters. Right? No question. But the whole notion of selfishness is actually devoid of positive connotation. Everybody that I have asked the question, are you selfish or are you kind? They immediately go to kind because there's nothing good about being selfish. Arguing that it warrants being viewed as a virtuous is about as convincing as Gordon Gekko's egomaniacal affirmation that greed is good. And essentially, selfishness goes against our universal ethical grain. But I have to pause and ask you this question. Does selfishness go against our ethical grain because that's how we were taught to believe it? There's just nothing pro-social or laudatory about it. Nothing. No recognizably redeeming characteristics. Just you see, it's that kind of thinking right there. Quote, in the chat room, it was just posted, selfishness can, in all caps, can be good. In fact, it is necessary. Being selfish is necessary. All right. I'm gonna ask you to expound on that, if you would be so kind. If you can manage to get all the words that you want to say in that text box, please feel free to do so. If not, you know what the numbers are. But just consider the various synonyms that the dictionary provides for the term selfish. As remember, I had given some of them at the beginning of the show. No matter which particular meaning you ascribe to it, such behavior is inundated with negatives. Nothing positive about it. defined primarily as thinking only of one's self. How is that good? You get, among other unfavorable possibilities in the definition of selfishness, egocentric, egotistical, mean, self-centered, self-indulgent, self-seeking, and ungenerous. Perceived more along the lines of covetous or greedy. Right? That's some of the images, some of the connotations that come along with being selfish. Acquisitive. Miserly, money grubbing, piggish, predatory, tight fisted, voracious. These are some of the other things that are associated with being selfish. Looked at mainly as thinking very extravagantly, highly of oneself. It is uncomplimentary synonymous. It includes and many synonyms include conceited, megalomaniac, narcissistic, self-absorbed, self-serving, and seen in terms of insensitivity, towards others, or just general inconsiderateness. All these unflattering descriptions for being selfish. So, no positives, right? But is that really the case? Let's do something a little bit different to the word selfish. Okay, so before I do that, let me jump to the stew pot. Selfish being defined as thinking only of oneself does not make it a bad thing. We think of others all day long. At work, at home, in travel, we give so much of ourselves that we burn out. We must be selfish with ourselves regularly to find our peace, to find our happy. To me, that makes sense. It does. Right, you cannot pour from an empty cup. You must replenish. And by being selfish at times, and especially with our time, we get to replenish. Yes, you're so right. But why is that seen as being so wrong? Why is taking the time out to love yourself seen in such a negative way? And it is something that we must do. Why do I say must? For that very same reason as I was just posted in the stew pot. So that we can replenish. There's a time when you have to say no. You want to go down the street to no? Why? Because I don't want to. Oh, you're just a party pooper. You're just this. Do you want to share some? No. Would you like to share that with me? No. Why? Because I want it. And as a matter of fact, I need it. So you're just gonna be selfish? Yes. What's wrong with that? Really and truly though, what's wrong with that? 773-789-STEW, 773-789-7839. If you can tell me what's wrong with it, I'll leave it alone. But let's go ahead and do something different to the word selfish. Let's hyphenate it. How might placing the ish suffix after the root self change the word's meaning? Transform it, actually, semantically. and as a result, changing it into something a little bit more desirable, something more positive. Among the meanings of ish are having characteristics of, belonging to, or concerned with. If you're the center of your universe, which really and truly you should be, is it not fitting that your very orientation toward life ought to have a certain self-interested focus? That the whole idea of your primary concern should be you. Ever thought about that? The ish as a suffix. None of this actually implies selfishness as we know it or as we're taught it to be. It's just that if you're going to take complete responsibility of your thoughts and feelings, your wants, your needs, and strive to reach your full potential, it makes perfect sense to make yourself your highest priority. To focus your time and energy on advancing your own welfare. Is that such a bad thing? So, there's absolutely no reason that you can't at the same time be concerned about loving and nurturing when it comes to others. And however ironic that it might at first appear to be, a lot of research has shown that giving to others may ultimately be one of the most effective ways to nurture yourself. So, again, I ask the question, are we being kind for others, or is it an act of selfishness? You don't want to give yourself away. Being caring towards others is hardly the same as sacrificing yourself for them, which is what happens with codependency. Strictly defined, such self-forfeiture would entail subjugating or suppressing your wants and needs for someone else's. It would also hinder your chances of self-realization and also for your fulfillment. And not to mention the pursuit of happiness. In our much hallowed Declaration of Independence, it's truly everyone's unalienable right as individuals. And maybe it's our responsibility, our duty, to have that pursuit of happiness. What makes an act selfish is it's being disgraceful or at the expense of others' welfare. It involves a concern for self that is clearly excessive or exclusive. So, how would you compare its alternative, selfish behavior, with basic assertiveness? What a comparison. For both concepts could be understood as promoting one's desire, while respectfully taking into account the preferences of others. Being self-hyphenated-ish and being assertive. And just as assertive behaviors are almost never confused with selfish ones, self-hyphenated-ish actions similarly ought to be clearly distinguished from acts that are purely self-serving. So now you need to pay attention to what is happening here. Are you being like your true self in your actions, or are you just serving yourself in your actions? Could be two completely different things. As well as they could be the very same thing, because you do have some people who are quite self-serving, but not very self-ish. Because they're in their true selves, they'd rather do something for someone else. But because they feel nobody does anything for them, they choose to serve themselves. You see how that works? Up to this point, it might seem that some of the distractions or the distinctions, I can't see tonight, some of the distinctions are a bit pedantic. But when you really think about it, from deep within, people sincerely feel that acting in their own best interest was selfish. And I know the people that I have asked about being selfish and being kind would really think that very same way. Thinking of yourself is not a good practice, and as such, you'd want to avoid doing it. But in exploring where such a self-defeating program might have originated, psychologists have apprised that in their family of origin, when they started, there was a preference, or they asked for something, whether it was a trinket or a favorite dessert or a bicycle, whatever it was. When they asked for something, they were pronounced selfish, as contemptly thinking only of themselves. Coming from such a background in which they were approved of, accepted, or valued only when they renounced their wants and their needs and subordinated them to others, where these individuals inevitably learned to relate self-nurturing or assertive behavior to being greedy and selfish. Is that what has happened to most of us? Because we were taught that you should really consider someone else above yourself. But why? When you're on a plane, and I have been using this analogy a lot, but when you're on a plane and before takeoff, when the flight attendants are going through the safety tips and precautions and courses of action in the event of, and they get to the point of that mask falling from the ceiling of the plane, they say, if you're caring for someone elderly, disabled, or an infant, put your mask on first. Why do you think that is? Why do you think you're encouraged to look after yourself first when you have an infant minor and a disabled person, or in the form of a handicap or physically disabled by way of aging? You as the able-bodied person, why do you think it is recommended that you make sure to secure your mask first? Because if you, as the caregiver, cannot provide care, what's going to happen to those in your charge? They're going to suffer. So you actually have to take the position of being selfish so that you can be kind, so that you can take care of those that are in your charge. You can take care of your dependents. Parents, how many times have you been told, listen, take some time out for yourselves? Because if you get burnt out, then your children are going to suffer. How many times have you heard that, parents? So you use that plain analogy at work also. Yeah, because you work with disabled. It only makes sense. You have to be selfish in order to, and I tell you, this is my goal for tonight. I'm gonna change, not to change your mindset, but to get you thinking about where you are in your mindset, about this whole idea of being selfish and how negative it is. You have to take care of yourself. You have to learn to love yourself in order for us to love and take care of each other. Because if we don't, we're doing each other a grave disservice. Yeah, it's just Stu's opinion. But how far off is my opinion, really? How far off could I really be in my thinking that I need to be selfish? Does that make me a bad person? Does that mean that I cannot care about you or show care? Or does it mean that I'm aware of what care looks like because I know how to take care of me? Things that make you go, I'm gonna take a break. We'll be right back. When being in the moment is priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulsemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse E-Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.
I'm in almost every school bus in classroom. You see me around the neighborhood and you tell me that I'm a pretty good kid. Well, I'm one out of every 5 children in America, and I'm struggling with hunger.
Please visit feedingamerica.org today and find your local food bank for ways to help.
Every dollar you donate helps provide 8 meals for kids like me. We are Feeding America, brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
JTMC Music presents the highly anticipated, much talked about, The Juggling Rhythm Volume 1. This classic rhythm takes on a new life with tracks from both established artists and introduces some incredible new voices. Get your dancing shoes ready with The Juggling Rhythm, featuring international reggae dancehall artist Mr. Vegas, alongside Ian Sweetness, Ed Robinson, Jack Radix, Hezron, Dangling, Joanna Marie featuring Galaxy P, Denny Rance featuring Jawiz, Ambalik, Christine Alicia, Yishka. Also the new sensations on the rhythm: Zeal, Danger Lee, Marquis Skelenar, Zachary. Available on all digital media outlets. The Juggling Rhythm. Get it, get it, get it.
Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." With this in mind, and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com, your links to worship and praise.
Hi, this is Cara Manti, and you're listening to DJ Kevin Stew, and this is The Night Shift.
Give them an hand, give them an hand, progressive place. And if you see your brother standing by the road with a heavy load on the lonely street goes. If you see your sister falling down the way, just stop and say, you're going the wrong way. You've got to show little kindness, shine your light for everyone to see. And when you show little kindness, you will overlook the blindness of the narrow-minded people, of the narrow-minded state.
You love me unconditionally, yeah. Beside every good man, there stands a greater woman. Now I don't know how good I am, but I'm sure glad you're mine. Time out to say you're appreciated. I wouldn't be so happy without you in my life. Although I don't deserve you, you give me everything. You treat me like a king. I know sometimes I hurt you. You still give me love. Dinner for two, cruise across the Caribbean, or a little quiet time, just me and you. Too often I've canceled these appointments, left you disappointed. You broke your pretty little heart, but you never broke your commitment. Although I don't deserve you, you give me everything. You treat me like a king. I know sometimes I hurt you. You still give me love. Unconditionally.
The sound of Bobby Rose working out with Code Red from the album Timeless. This is Unconditionally. Bobby Rose now does his work with the Rose Heights Band. But I always love this song. want to say thanks to JTMC Enterprise for sponsoring this segment of the show. JTMC Enterprise takes care of your management needs when it comes to entertainment, tour management, bookings, promotions, event management, social media management. Give them a call. JTMC Enterprise, 678-793-8800. That's 678-793-8800. Or you can visit jtmcenterprises.com. No S. jtmcenterprise.com. Cool? Cool. Alright. Prior to Code Red and Bobby Rose working out, there was a little snippet from the one and only Ian Sweetness, his rendition of Show a Little Kindness. What we're talking about tonight, it's real talk on this hump day night, hump day, whichever way you want to put it. And people in other parts of the world right now are saying, hey, it's Ben Johnson Day. Where are you? Why are you stuck in hump day? But it's okay. There are people on this side of the world that it's still way early too. But 10 minutes after the hour, anywhere you are, it's still 10 minutes after the hour. We're talking about kindness versus selfishness. And please be careful how you hop. Don't hop and slip, because I don't think that would be too pretty. So don't hop, but step slowly, carefully. And we'll know if you hopped or you stepped carefully. Okay? Cool. Comment in the pot. I think most people realize that there are times a person will have to think of themselves first, or at least see how doing something for someone else will affect them. In my opinion, what people are scared of is the word selfish, since that word has traditionally been seen as negative. You raised a very important question with that comment. Albeit only important to me, it's still an important question. Step gingerly. You're welcome. Thank you for taking it into consideration. But yes, the question that raised for me is, why is any word considered bad? What is it that makes being selfish a bad thing? Why is it that being selfish, how did it end up having a negative connotation? What was done? What was the situation that caused the word selfish to be negative? And maybe we have to look into the etymology of the word selfish. Let me see if I can find it. Because or if someone else can find it. Let's see real quick. And I know I'm kind of doing things that are not radio friendly or broadcast friendly, but really and truly, there must be, because thinking about it now, it has to come from somewhere. And if somebody can find it real quick or find anything relating to it, I'd be truly appreciative. I'll appreciate, love it. See, you have no clue how the word selfish came to be seen as negative. And this is what I'm saying. At what point anybody can, if you can find it, 773-789 stew, or the stew pot is available on kevinstew.com. That's a lot of stewing in that little bit of information there. But seriously, what are we left with? We're left with the idea that a simple word could be all so negative. But when you look into the word itself, you can't figure out why. Because you are to be self-like, or to treat someone like you would treat yourself. So, in essence, you should treat them selfishly. You see where I'm going with this, and I'm pretty sure that I don't want to assume. So I am going to say I hope that you see where I'm going with this, and it takes you to a place of thought. I'm not trying to say that I am right in my thinking. And I hope you're not trying to say that I'm wrong. I really hope that the whole idea behind this is that you take time out to stop to try to understand a little bit about what being selfish could really be. When it comes to Christmas time, kindness is kind of cliche. Children get toys, and they're hungry people that get fed. Donations are given out to various charities and groups of people that need it. And sometimes there's someone in the crowd that we might let go ahead of us. You ever notice that? Just because, I guess, it's Christmas time. And that's what happens at that time of the year. But are you being kind, or are you being selfish? Are you doing it because you feel good? Researchers at the University of California, Berkeley, say that kindness and related qualities like empathy, sympathy, and compassion are actually a form of self-preservation. Those who give more, get more. The most generous among us have greater influence and are, to put in 7th grade terms, as they say, they're more popular. Whereas the meanies, who are grouchy and unhelpful, are more likely to be cast adrift from the clique. They're the ones that are alienated somewhat. Because it stands to reason that if I'm paddling your lifeboat, you'll keep me afloat for a little bit longer. Yeah, so kindness, really and truly, is motivated by our genuine concern for others. Or should we look at it a different way? Do the do-gooders do it because it makes them look good? And it makes solid their position in the ecosystem. Here's a possibility that I was given. It's both. Most of us genuinely enjoy helping each other. It makes us feel good, right? It makes us connected. It makes us happy. And that makes for a healthier, more satisfactory life. But it doesn't hurt that we also receive other rewards, status, cooperation, influence. These things that will help us survive and thrive. So then, who would complain? If you're a nice person, everybody benefits. Despite all the perks, there are some that most often lean towards kindness when it's convenient. That doesn't mean that they have bad manners. And really and truly, it could mean that you could be a little bit kinder sometimes. But sometimes the thought is just not enough about others to recognize a need. Sometimes it's just plain old selfishness or self-centeredness. So kindness itself can be a small, simple act and still make a large impact. It's more a matter of awareness. Noticing a need and then consciously offering a bit of yourself. You don't have to offer all of yourself. Just a bit, just enough. It's the moment on the freeway when you sincerely smile and wave at the person that is cutting you off instead of gesturing in a different way. You are waving the hand with all 5 fingers instead of just one. So, think on these things. Think on helping someone unload the groceries from their cart. Think of dropping off a meal to a friend who has a new baby. Think of a love note to someone that you care deeply for. Think of those who get the newspaper delivered to their homes by way of it getting dropped off. Maybe down the walkway or the driveway. Picking it up and placing it by the door of the person's home. Think of the bank teller or the waiter or someone else who serves. Look them in the eye and then say thank you. Remember, when you're doing all of these things or any of these things, the act itself doesn't have to be an epic act to make a difference. And believe it or not, these simple little acts are the things that can make everybody win. It's these little things that it's just so good for us. Because if I'm the person doing it and you feel good about it, or you're the recipient and it helps you and I feel good about it, then you benefit and I benefit. Does it matter that I'm really doing it because I want to feel that good feeling? Really and truly, does that matter? If that is the reason why I am opening the door for you to get through it, because it makes me feel more of a gentleman, does it really matter that is why I'm doing it? Because it feels good to me? why does it matter if that is the case? Whether or not I tell you that I'm doing it because it makes me feel good, why does that matter? Why should it matter? All that matters, all that really should matter is the fact that I opened the door or held the door open so you could get through and you don't have to do it. So your job at this point is to just say thank you and keep it moving. Your job is not to analyze my reasons for doing it. Your job is not to find out what my motive is for doing it. I was talking to someone today and they said, thank you. And I said, you're welcome. And they said, do you know what I'm thanking you for? Like, does it matter? You said thanks. I should say you're welcome. But, and it was not a big deal, really. That part of it. And really and truly, if you apply that kind of thinking to everything else, you should be good to go. Shouldn't you? Think about it. Wouldn't we all be a whole lot better off if we stopped looking for the negative in some things? Like the word selfish, or the act of being selfish. Because if you're going to look for the negative in selfishness, you need to look for the negative in kindness. So I'm being kind because of what? There was a debate that some friends of mine and I had gotten into, because there was a video of a man taking off his shoes and taking money out of his pocket and giving it to this guy on the street. And the question that followed, or that sparked the whole debate, was, why does the camera have to be there? This isn't a genuine act of kindness because it is done for show. And one of my arguments was, okay, even if this is done for show, you think somebody enjoyed the show and as a result was inspired by that show to go out and do something for someone else? Why do we have to justify or analyze and find a reason or rationale behind whatever it is that we have seen? None of us were there, so we don't know the true motive behind the video. Fine, I can take it as something positive and you can take it as something negative because that's our prerogative. But why would we want to take it as something negative? Why can't we just see it as something positive, take a good experience and share that good experience, tell someone the story in a positive way and let it be something of positive influence in our day? Why can't we do that? No, we have to find something negative to say. Why? For what? And in the very same way, we look at being selfish. We look at it as being negative. No. Take some time for yourself. Everybody is always encouraged to take some time for themselves to do something. You're going to use the bathroom, you have to take that time for yourself to do it. No, I don't mean to get gross, but nobody can go to the bathroom for you. If you want to sleep, you're going to have to take some time to do it. Because nobody can go to sleep for you. You want to eat, same thing. These are all natural physical acts. So let's get less physical with it. Let's go back to the acts that are really things that we do for someone else. These are very personal acts. Things we do for ourselves. Why should it be any different when we're doing something for someone else? Just do it. And those who are on the receiving end, just receive it. And call it a day. Say thank you and keep it moving. All you need to do is just remember to do something for someone else. Be selfish. Go ahead, try it. You'd be amazed at the results. This is Lerae. From her compilation Scorpio Heat. She works out with Smooth. It's called For Your Love.
You and I know we'll last. Don't worry about the exes, baby, in the past. I promise I will give you everything you ask. Give me your attention and I'll make it worthwhile. I would do anything. You make nobody sin. Come on and take my for real. For your love, I would give you all control. You have my mind and full. I need your love, make me whole.
If it's real love, I'ma want you. Sun up or sundown, I gotta call you. I'ma keep you close to me as long as you loyal. Like some old milk in the fridge, I'ma spoil you. Always on my mind, girl, you know I adore you. I'm your king, you my queen, that mean we royal. Gotta make the love overflow till it bore you. Came into my life, everything was like a dream to me. Words can't express how much you mean to me. FaceTime trying on Vicky C for me. A lot of your friends don't want you to be with me. Trying to make it to the ring, build a team with me. I need your love, I don't think I get enough of it. Understand, I don't want you with another man. Your right hand better be your future plans. Never thought it'd be us, but now we more than friends.
Are you all more? I need more. You stay in my life. Every time I see you, feel me body broke out in a hype. This I love you just so strong. Me have to wonder if I crap. If I jealous, then it means that me have to do my time. My love for you is real. I just want you to know how I feel. Your broken heart, baby, I will heal. Come on, baby, you know that I am a big deal.
You know I need you, just hope you need me. Hit the beach, catch the sea breeze, you in bikini. Make a wish, anything you want, cause I'm your genie. See what I see, that can trust and believe me. You know I need you, just hope you need me. Hit the beach, catch the sea breeze, you in bikini. Make a wish, anything you want, cause I'm your genie. See what I see, that can trust and believe me.
I would do anything. You make nobody sin. Come on and take my for real. For your love, I would give you all control. You have my mind and full. I need your love, make me whole. For your love, I'll do anything. For my baby, baby. Nobody's gonna love you like I do. Baby boy, I can't resist your kiss and tenderness. Even when you're away, you know I never this. It's funny how I thought I never.
This is Shanika.
Thought I never hold you down.
Track called Like I Do. This is a musical therapy segment, last one for the week.
Come we're laughing together. The only one that I need is
Courtesy of the Wake Up and Live show. Sir Rockwell kicks off the Wake Up and Live show at 7 a.m. tomorrow, Eastern time.
Grow together, but I'm down for you.
It's Super Thursday on the Wake Up and Live show tomorrow. Let's see what shenanigans Sir Rockwell would be bringing up or getting into tomorrow.
Life can't get no better with you. I can see much clearer with you. No better love out there than this, I swear.
I saw Sir Rockwell at TTIX meet and greet this evening, press meet and greet. He was a DJ for the event. And I'll tell you right now, hold on, Shanika. I'll tell you this. I gave Sir Rockwell a kiss. What? Yeah. They had some Hershey kisses on the registration table. So I grabbed one and I gave it to Sir Rockwell. So if anybody tells you that they saw Kevin Stew giving Sir Rockwell a kiss, it's true.
When I'm in your arms, it's like I'm in another world. No, I can't deny this love that I have for you.
Let the scandal roll.
My one and only. Nobody's gonna love you like I do. Baby boy, I can't resist your kiss and tenderness. Even when you're away, you know I never diss. It's funny how I thought I'd never be around. Thought I'd never hold you down. But baby, me and you forever. When bad man come, we're laughing together. The only one that I need is you. This love that I give is true. And baby, no one's gonna love you like I do. No, never. The haters, they don't wanna see me and you grow together, but I'm down for you. And you're down for me. Baby, yes, I'm down for you. We are down for each other. Life can't get no better with you. I can see much clearer with you. No better love out there than this, I swear. And anytime you need me, baby, call me. I'll be a genie in a bottle, always pick you up when you're down. Never wanna see you wearing a frown, no. Me and you forever. When bad man come, we're laughing together. The only one that I need is you. This love that I give is true. And baby, no one's gonna love you like I do. No, never. The haters, they don't wanna see me and you grow together, but I'm down for you. And you're down for me. Baby, yes, I'm down for you. We are down for each other. Life can't get no better with you. I can see much clearer with you. No better love out there than this, I swear. Baby boy, I can't resist.
It's dangling once again. Long sight and your mornings at speed. Woman, no more delay. And when you run, you
Tanya Mullings working out with Dangling. A track called On My Way.
woman, I'm on my way to you. I never meant to stay away this long. 'Cause without your love, I know you're on your way to me. I'm hoping you don't stay away too long. 'Cause without your love, yo. From the very first moment I laid my eyes on you, yeah. I noticed you were more than just a visual. I fell in love with your mind, not just a physical. Yes, each day I rise, I say a prayer for you, yeah. I pray that you will bless and walk beside me. I truly long for the day when you're beside me. Baby girl, I adore you. Only Jah alone I never put before you. That's so true. The other girls are cool, but they won't do. They can love me like you love me, and that won't do. I really appreciate love, your royalness.
So I had missed this comment altogether, and yes, I believe the gremlin stole it, but I retrieved it. So the comment was, most people operate by the golden rule. Hold on, Dangling, one second. Dangling Tanya Mullings, hold on. Most people operate by the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have done unto you. To me, that is why there is the conflicting question of whether you acted out of your self-interest. I think if more people operate by the platinum rule, do unto others what those people would like done, it wouldn't matter if you also got satisfaction out of doing the act. So your position is, forget the golden rule. Go for the platinum rule. Do unto others as they would like done. Well, what would you like done? And how would you like it done?
Stay away this long, 'cause without your love, I know you're on your way to me. I'm hoping you don't stay away too long, 'cause without your love, yo, from the very first moment I laid my eyes on you, yeah, I noticed you were more than just a visual. I fell in love with your mind, not just a physical, yes. Each day I rise, I say a prayer for you, yeah. I pray that you will bless and walk beside me. I truly long for the day when you're beside me. Baby girl, I adore you. Only Jah alone I never put before you. That's so true. The other girls are cool, but they won't do. They can love me like you love me, and that won't do. I really appreciate love. Your royalness brought me to love. And I stumble and meet that's key to love. I miss your loving each and every day. I'm on my way to you. I never meant to stay away this long, 'cause without your love, I know you're on your way to me. I'm hoping you don't stay away too long, 'cause without your love, baby, trust me, it ain't easy, but I'm waiting for you. Sometimes I feel that you don't love me, but I know that you do. You are my king and I'm your queen, that's no doubt. You got the loving that I can't live without. So when I'm feeling down and lonely, I get by with the memories of you. Boy, I want you to know that I will never let you go. My love's for real and that's for sure. No one could ever love you more, and I will daily care for you. The life I have, I'll share with you. One love, one life, that's what we do. I'll be waiting you when you arrive. Woman, I'm on my way to you. I never meant to stay away this long, 'cause without your love, I know you're on your way to me. I'm hoping you don't stay away too long. So without your love, so black woman, it's such a joy to hear you say the things you say, 'cause I know that things are hard when I'm away. You know, mind the aggravation and the stress thing. You're a perfect testament to Jah blessings. Baby, I'm so committed to you. You make what's old seem brand new. When you need me, baby, I'll be there. Through the fire and the storm and the day, I'm on my way to you. I never meant to stay away this long, 'cause without your love, I know you're on your way to me. I'm hoping you don't stay away too long, 'cause without your love, woman is all and the moon gets bright, and everybody in for the night. Me need some company to make the mood feel right. Someone to squeeze up tight, yeah. Me need a nice empress, wouldn't I just
the sound of King Charles. Track called Still Searching, from the album of the same name.
Take a shot, choose Spanish town. Me and the king, so I you can wait the second crown. Me I go pick your way up and when I come down. Hey, because I you me like, and me I sit down and I pray to make you be wife. So do me right and make sure you be right. And me I tell you how me feel on a Tuesday night.
Although it's Wednesday, we'll take it. Some company for make the mood feel right. Someone for squeeze up tight, yeah. Need a nice empress, you look good in her dress. And what's yours is mine, me give you all access. Come make we take a ride, come make we drive out west. Are you alone? There's no contest. What can you? This is Kadia. A track called Midnight Love. On this hump day night. I guess I could get into some trouble.
Never thought that you could be this way. No, no, no. But now it's over and it's done. Oh yeah, gotta get my heart back to life. My bed is cold tonight, and my arms are lonely tonight. Need some midnight love tonight. I need some midnight love. Always thought you were the one. I was wrong. Mind's made up, boy, I'm moving on. Oh yeah, never want to see your face again. Oh no, gotta get my heart back. My bed is cold tonight, and my arms are lonely tonight. Need some midnight love tonight. I need some midnight love. Relax, boy,
has run again, yeah. For the ladies. Hey, scabba-dibby-o, scabba-dabba. And if you love her, this I wanna ball forward. Hey, scabba-dibby-o, scabba-dabba. I know you're at a sexy lady scream.
I told you I could get into some trouble. This is how we close out the night shift week for the week. The night shift for the week.
Listen to my argument. Hey, I could have write you letters, that wouldn't do it. Sex on the phone, still wouldn't cut it.
This is Hezron.
Yeah, on the one.
A track called Take Your Clothes Off.
Waiting for so long. Hurry up, baby. Come on. Yeah, cause this feeling is sizzling. And I'm dying for you to get here to tell ya. Take your clothes off. Baby, just take your clothes and turn the lights down. Baby, just turn the lights down. Let me close the door. Cause tonight, babe, I'm gonna take you places you've never been before. Scabba-dibby-o, scabba-dabba. And if you love her, this I wanna ball forward. Scabba-dibby-o, scabba-dabba. I know you're at a sexy lady scream. Hey, scabba-dibby-o, scabba-dabba. Well, if you love it, then I say go, hezzy, go, hezzy, go. Listen to my argument. Hey, babe, I got it all sorted out. VSOP, Hennessy, got the Remy and Bacardi. And plus me don't get the thing from the Bangam and delivery. I'm ready, boy. Baby, tonight it's gonna be crazy, baby. In ecstasy, so hurry please, let's get busy. All I wanna say, babe, when you get here, babe, take your clothes off, set them off, and turn the lights down. Ooh, baby, let me close the door. Cause tonight, babe, I'm gonna take you places you've never been before. Scabba-dibby-o, scabba-dabba. And if you love her, this I wanna ball forward. Scabba-dibby-o, scabba-dabba. I know you're at a sexy lady scream. You, hey, scabba-dibby-o, scabba-dabba. Well, if you love it, then I say go, hezzy, go, hezzy, go. Oh, yeah. Take
You're welcome, Julie.
Scabba-dibby-o, scabba-dabba. And turn the lights down. Scabba-dibby-o, scabba-dabba. And let me close the door. Scabba-dibby-o, scabba-dabba. 'Cause tonight, baby, I'm gonna take you places you never been. Take your clothes off. Ooh. And turn the lights down low. Let me close the door. Yeah, yeah. 'Cause tonight, babe, I'm gonna take you to a place that you never been. Ooh, baby, just you and me.
I just get ready for my baby. She right there. Oh, I got to let her know. So listen, no postpone. I read your letter just the other day, telling me how much you're going away. I wonder what could make you stray. I love you, baby, and why? I never buy you fancy clothes. I never bought you chocolate or rose. I wonder if it feels like those could make you go away. I know your friends been telling you
This is the singing dopey
about
Ghost.
I don't even them. What am I to
His rendition of Love You.
And I know you've been to places. Know you've seen many faces. Know a lot of guys out there wanna go out with you. Yeah, love you, and I wish you that first you doing what you're born to do. Baby, I love you, and I wish you that you first you doing what
want to thank you, each and everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for participating. Thank you for your contributions. I want to encourage you to come back on Monday. We'll do this all over again right after hanging out with Marlon on the Real Rockers show. Monday's Community and Finance, and you don't want to miss it. I have a super special guest who will be taking over the show. Join me as I talk to the one and only Julian Lee. Who is that, you may ask? Come find out. Community and Finance on Monday. You don't want to miss it. But I do encourage you to look out for members of your community. Be selfish and do it. And your community is not just development that you live in, but it spreads far and wide. So as you take the bus, the plane, the boat, or the train, whether you walk, ride, or drive, these people that you encounter are members of your community. Do something good for one of them today, because you never know who's going to do something good for you tomorrow. And through it all, I encourage you to be good. But if you can't be good at it. My name is DJ Kevin Studio, so I like to do it to you, for you, and with you every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 10 to midnight Eastern on the night shift. Closing out a little Joanna Marie and Peter G.
I just want to get close to you.
Because I want to get that close to you.
Priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulsemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse E-Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.